Right. Yeah. You're
All
hitting.
right. So, welcome back to 3 over 32 podcast. And today, me and Greg are going to be talking about some of our bets for week one and some of our futures. Um, and I'll just get right into it. And we'll start with the future bets. So, the future bets this year, I'm mainly focusing on team future bets. Uh, and I'll just go right into the big ones. So, best record in the NFL this year. Texans.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel about that, but I think the Texans
The
are going to be nice
text.
this year.
Okay. Personally, that's not my fondest bet. Um, Truthfully, I like to weigh my options against my 70% correct algorithm, which we
Yeah,
can
I
get
know.
into. That will
Yep.
it'll help us all with the money lines and the futures that we want to if we're doing player team total wins over and under totals. Like we can get into that. The best record, the Texans. I mean, it's hard. It's hard for me to say that, especially with a rookie QB. You know this. We've talked about this for 5, 6 episodes.
Yeah.
Um, my 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 go-to is probably going to be either Miami or Philadelphia. I'm not gonna lie,
That's
but that's just me.
interesting. I like that. Miami's a wild one. I wasn't thinking
Oh
about
yeah.
that one. And then Super Bowl predictions. So,
Okay.
by the way, the Texans' best record is was 1,500 odds, and plus 1,500 is I think pretty good odds for that. Um, so Super Bowl predictions. I have two.
Hmm.
Texans Packers.
Okay.
A lot of people are high on the Packers this year, and I could see why. I mean, they are a really talented offense, and their defense got loaded up this year. Um, so Texans and Packers are one of them. That's plus 15,000, and then Chiefs and Lions is the other. So
Decent.
two totally different teams in both those matchups. Chiefs Lions I think is a good one too because I know Chiefs are going to be pushing for that three-peat. So I had to think about having one of them in my Super Bowl matchup predictions. And then I do really like the Lions too. I think the Lions should have made the Super Bowl last year. And to
Mhm.
be honest, I could see the Lions having one of the best records in the league too this year. Um, but
Yeah, but I think they have a lot of competition now in the NFC North.
they do.
I do like those. What was the Texans one? It was Texans who?
Packers, Texans, Packers.
Packers.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna follow suit with the Packers as much as I flip and hate it. I hate the Packers. Bleed purple till
yeah,
I die.
yeah.
They're my favorite coming out of the NFC North, or not the NFC North. Well, yeah, they're my favorite coming out of the NFC North, winning that division and going to the Super Bowl out of the NFC. No matter what you say to me, yeah, you could say the Eagles, they're well routed. 49ers will not run it back. They won't. I'm sorry, dogs, but they won't. We've seen it before.
I don't
And
think
if they
so.
do, then they're destined to win it. But my future right now, um, I got to go with my algorithm. I always have every year, ever since 2020. I'm gonna say Ravens versus Packers. That's gonna be my Super Bowl prediction. If Will was here, which unfortunately he could not attend, but it doesn't mean he's not going to come into the next few, or especially when we're talking sports lines. But
Yeah.
let me tell you, he is all about the Chiefs. So if
Mm.
you can lock in any type of money on the Chiefs just making it to the Super Bowl or even winning the Super Bowl, I think they're at plus 800. Or no, they're plus 550
Yeah.
on FanDuel. I think the Baltimore Packers is plus 11,000. And then to follow suit with Will, I'm going to say Packers Chiefs, and that's at plus 8,500. So those aren't really bad bets on FanDuel. You can grab them right now as just the exact matchup. So, hey, man, I would lock it in.
I have
I would lock it in.
I like those, and I have a couple others that got me interested when I was looking through all the lines to make the playoffs. Cardinals
Okay.
plus 330, Jags plus 116 or no 118. I think those two. I think those have both really good odds. To
Yeah.
maybe throw a little bit on that. Cardinals, I think, are going to be a sleeper team this year. I think their offense is really good, even though their defense is there's not much talent on their defense. I still
No.
think the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals can make some noise this year, and potentially be fighting for a playoff spot come later in the year. And then the Jags. I think we don't really pay attention to the Jags as much as we should. Um, Trevor Lawrence just got paid. I think he has something to prove
Hmm.
this year. Uh, I think they're going to be decent. I don't know whether or not they're going to be like a dominant team or like I'm in the middle with them right now. Like I think they can be
Yeah.
fighting for a playoff spot by the end of the year as well. Just like the Cardinals. Um, so I think that's a good bet. Otherwise, I mean, that's really the main ones I have. I also have like over under win totals and division winners. I could just throw out the division winners real quick since it's that one's easy.
Yeah.
Uh, so
Yeah.
the
I'll feed right off of you.
yeah, so I have Texans winning their division. Think that one's straight. I think we both agree on that.
Yep.
Um, uh, I've
Easy.
I've Bengals for the AFC North. I don't know how you feel about that one, but
Yeah, it's definitely there, but we can. I'll show you. I'll tell the audience and yourself about the algorithms projecting.
oh yeah, true. Then I have Chiefs, obviously. I think everyone has the Chiefs. I have the Eagles for the
Yeah,
NFC
for sure.
East. I think the Eagles are
Easy.
winning that. I got the
Yeah.
Falcons. I think we all can
Oh, for
agree
sure.
Falcons are going to win.
For sure.
And then we get the AFC East. I have the Dolphins. And it's kind of interesting that you said that. Yeah. That's why I was like pretty interested when you said best record because I'm like, you know what? I have the Dolphins doing pretty well this year. So I like the
Damn fucking
Dolphins.
right.
That's a tough division though. That is a tough
That
division.
that is that is my lock in right there. That if I'm hot on any team, it's Dolphins.
I like
And I
it.
don't know why. I mean, I went through three fantasy drafts last night, and Tua Tagovailoa not even being in the top 15. It's kind of ridiculous,
Yeah, it
man. I
is pretty
drafted him
crazy.
in my 16th round, backup quarterback. Go for Tua Tagovailoa. Anyway, go on.
Yep. Uh, I got Packers. Um,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
and that we agree on. And then I have the 49ers, which I think some
Yep.
people might not agree on because like I think we both have them not doing as well as they have been. But I think the Rams could also compete for that division too. So that was
Yeah.
also a tough one, but I think the 49ers is the best bet there. So yeah, that was my division winners. So any
For
other
sure.
futures you got
So,
or
yeah. I want to go over the a few of my division winners as
yeah,
well as my playoff picture and weigh it against the algorithm. So I'm just going to start off. This is what I think is going to happen. This is what I've already bet on at plus 28,429 odds. I maxed it out as an eight leg parlay. Maxed it out at with a 25% boost, so it's now plus 35,543 odds. I mean, do as you will, and what you want to spend on. I'm not here to generate you any income. I'm here to help incentivize and also persuade you on a line if you feel a different way. So my eight in that parlay is Ravens, as you spoke about. I don't like the Bengals winning. I can't. With all the Jamar Chase drama, I think the Ravens can seal the deal this year. Kansas City Chiefs, I'd be stupid to not take them.
yeah,
That's just me. Like,
I'm with you.
why would I not? We agreed on the Miami Dolphins. I think the Bills are going to take a step back. The Jets are going to probably hustle for the AFC East, and the Pats are going to probably float somewhere. Um, then I have the Houston Texans in the South. That's kind of up in the air as well, depending on Stroud and AR. I mean, the AFC South is one of the hardest divisions in NFL football if we really look at it with the amount of top talent there, X, Y, and Z. Going to the NFC side, we're going to go with the Eagles. I'm sorry about the Cowboys, but until I can see otherwise and that they can actually win a important game in the playoffs, then we can really talk about them. The 49ers for sure. I think the West has kind of solidified them as their top seed. Then I have the Packers. Unfortunately, I do not like the Lions. Again, Jared Goff had a miraculous year, got his money, cool beans. But you also got to think Jameer Gibbs is struggling with a hamstring injury. Yeah, you have David Montgomery, but who else do you have as a weapon besides Sam Laporta and Amon St. Brown to throw to? Jameson Williams, we've seen this man play, and he's not that great. So I'm going to say Green Bay is going to be my division winner. And then going to the South, the Falcons. I mean, I cannot take the Falcons. Will I like to see the Bucks win it? For sure, but I think Baker can't compete with what Kirk O'Chain's got going on in Atlanta now. Man, that defense is sick. They've had a lot of new moving pieces. By the way, Justin Simmons going to Atlanta is crazy. We did
Yeah.
talk about it,
Yeah.
as well as Matthew Judon getting traded there. They're really in a spot to make a run. So if you have an Atlanta Falcon, you think about drafting in fantasy, do it. If you want to bet on anybody, which I'll tell you who to bet on if you go into a future parlay for any 1,000 yards or 4,000 yards, we'll get into that. That's my little parlay. It's at plus 35,543, 8 leg, 25% profit boost. Do as you must. For the algorithms playoffs predictions. Now this goes for 7 seeds, and these are the best 7 records that it's predicted. We have in the playoffs by seeding Eagles at number 1 for the NFC, 49ers number 2, Packers number 3, Falcons number 4. There's your divisions.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Cowboys, Lions, and this is where I teeter, the Rams. I can always spit onto the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I love them, but I don't think Baker can outlast Cooper Kupp, Puka Nakua, Matthew Stafford, that whole entire Rams offense. Their defense is weak, cool. Yeah, I get it. But we're talking about Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford. They've done
Yeah.
it before.
Yep. I like the Rams. I also like
Now
that.
we're going.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, my bad. I just want to say, I also, as much as we like the Packers, like winning that division, the reason I had the Lions in a
The
potential
line.
Super Bowl
Yeah.
matchup in or potentially in the Super Bowl is because I think if they get the wild card, I think that's almost
They can
perfect
both.
for. I think they could just go on a roll. I think having them going through the wild card and just like getting a decent matchup. I don't know. I still love the
Mm-hmm.
Lions to go all the way, even if even if we both think the Packers are going to win that division. That division's stacked. I mean, like
Oh yeah.
there's two
I
teams that
mean,
are going to come out of the NFC North, and I mean either
possibly
one,
3 for the AFC.
possibly. But yeah, I just
Um,
want to say that.
nah, I mean it's 100% true and
Yeah,
factual. Like, dude, like yeah, we're high on the Packers this episode, but truthfully, the Lions could repeat. They could come out crazy. Amon-Ra St. Brown
yeah,
is proven to be the sun god. You
yeah,
know, like you gotta love the kid and what they have going on in Detroit. As much as I hate them and being in my division, like I'm not gonna, you know, take away from the fact that they're actually winning games and win me a little bit of coin. You know what I'm saying?
true, absolutely.
uh, Now we're gonna jump to the AFC playoffs and seeding. Like I said, it will go 1 through 7 division as well. We have Miami at number 1 in the AFC. Then we have the Ravens at number 2, Chiefs at number 3, Texans at 4. The Cleveland Browns at
Ooh,
number 5. That is my
I don't mind
squad I
that.
love. I don't mind it either, but this one's going to surprise you, the next two. I have, like I said, the Ravens, and now the Browns. We're going Cincinnati Bengals,
Nice,
right behind the Browns.
nice.
Will, salute to you, my friend. And now for all my New Yorkers, this is your year. The drought ends. The New York Jets make the play.
Yeah, I think the Jets make the playoffs too. They're too talented. I think the Jets and the Browns are way too talented not to make the playoffs. But between those two, possibly only
It's
one
kind of
makes it.
hard.
I don't know.
Yeah, it is quite hard.
If it was my
Um,
decision, I'd be pushing the Jets over the Browns. But that's just me. But
yeah,
they could both make it potentially
easily,
for the
easily,
wild card.
easily. I mean, I also have it toyed with the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm hot on the Raiders
Yeah.
this year.
Yep.
I don't know why. I think the Raiders will sneak in on a low 7, but that's also depending if Indianapolis or Jacksonville or Tennessee take a step back during the season, as well as Buffalo, as we were predicting, take the seat back as well. Pittsburgh's always a team to always think about because they're always floating over the 500 mark in their record,
Yeah.
which brings me to my next point of records. Now, I don't know how y'all feel about taking total wins over under totals throughout sports books. I know FanDuel has a huge amount. I went through it and I've been rattling in some numbers. I don't really want to list off all the teams, but I'm going to tell you the few teams that I like. Matt, if you have any words about it, just shoot it out. If
Yep.
you think of another team, whatever it is. I know we were talking about this for hours today.
Yeah.
Truthfully, I do like the Packers. Like I said, I'm gonna take those odds of the over on DraftKings. Their odds for the over of 9.5 is -135. I'll put a few coin on that to switcheroo. I have them winning 11 in my algorithm. For another one, Miami, which is such a hot team for me. Like I said, I have them winning 12 games, locking in the number one seed. Best odds I can find for them is on FanDuel with the over of 134.5. Bleeding into a little bit more spicier, I guess you could say. The Minnesota Vikings, I'm gonna have to take the under.
What was
I'm
their
gonna have
number
to
again?
take their number 6.5 on DraftKings, and
Really?
they're at plus 120. We have a tough schedule, and
Oh,
as much as I love to see games, 6.5, yeah, you gotta think if we hit 6 games, bro, 6 games, that's all it takes. We hit 6 games, which is very foreseeable. That can be locked in at plus
it,
120 on
it's gonna
DraftKings.
come down. You know what's funny about that line, the 6.5, is that it'll go over if the Vikings beat the Giants week one, and it'll go under if they don't. I'm telling you right now. That's
Enough
what's
with
gonna
the
happen.
banter.
That's what's gonna happen. And guess what? It's the same for the Giants though. It's the same for the Giants. They'll
Truthfully,
go under their win total if they lose that game too. So I mean,
truthfully, I think it'll all depend on the how everything's gonna pan out in the division. We have to play Detroit
yeah, true,
twice.
true.
We have to play Chicago twice, Green Bay twice. I think we'll take a few games, but I don't think we totally beat out a team in the division, especially with Caleb Williams now. I mean, that division's tough. So 6.5 at on DraftKings at plus 120, the under, I'll take it. I'll
Yeah,
take it. Another
yeah, yeah.
spice is the Atlanta Falcons. I know they got juiced up a little bit this year on the sports books. Everybody's juicing them. Of course, you're going to take the over 9.5 on -150. Caesars or DraftKings. I would stay away from FanDuel on that one at -154, but definitely go with the over. I'm shooting at 10 and making the playoffs. Um, Now let's talk about a really bad team, the Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers across the board, they're at 5.5. What's your take on this? How many wins do you think they get?
They go under. I think they go
They
under.
get on.
Yeah. I mean, that's just I have nothing to necessarily prove that they'll go under, but I think that's just a
Mm-hmm.
feeling right now. I don't think their team's very good still. Um, I think they boost up. They fix their O line a little bit, but man, they're just. I just can't see them getting more than like 4 wins.
So when I saw this number on my algorithm, I was like, wow, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I have them going 4-13.
Yeah.
That spits correctly, and your best odds for an under there at 5.5 is FanDuel's odds for the under, and they're at plus 102.
Mm.
So we could back that. I don't know if we can parlay it. I don't think so.
No.
But I'd probably throw a few coins on that, maybe a few units, maybe a unit and a half. People that don't know, my unit size is roughly 10 to 20 bucks, depending on the time of year. But that's where I'm at. I'll definitely throw a few units, maybe at that, just to test my luck. Again,
Mm-hmm.
72% correct throughout 272 games. That's the algorithm. I'm not lying. You can hop in the Discord. The link is down below. You'll see it in the description. We're all in there, and then we're also starting an NFL Pick'ems channel to it. So definitely hop on that. We can roll up the competition. I'd love to hear everybody's thoughts that tunes in. It'll be a great atmosphere just to talk some ball. Like we
Oh
gotta.
yeah.
It's the best time of the year, man. NFL's back. Come on.
Yep. Yep.
But those are my few, I guess, win over under totals. So you can holler at me more if you want to hop in the Discord. I can explain a little bit more if you want them, if you need them, or if you just like to chat about it.
Let me
What's that?
throw in a few over wins, or yeah,
Yeah,
let me
yeah.
throw
Do
in
you
a
think?
few. So I got the Bengals was 10.5. I have them winning the division,
Mm-hmm.
so I think that's a good over. The Chiefs 11 and a
I have
half.
him. I have the Bengals going 11-6, so that works.
Yep. The Chiefs 11 and a
Chief.
half. I think the Chiefs get like 12 or 13 wins this year.
Really?
Yeah, I think they go. I think they're gonna start out hot this year, and they might
I
go on
got
like
him.
a 5 game win streak right away.
I got him 12-5. So yeah, that works.
Okay. Dolphins we both agreed on. The Texans are only at 9.5. I think for
Texans
FanDuel,
are
and I got them over. I think Texans, like I've been
over
saying, with my prediction of them possibly having the best record in the league, I like the Texans over. And the last one I
minus
have,
144.
yeah, the last one I have is the Rams at 8.5. I think it was on FanDuel as well.
I I love it. I love
That's the
it.
best one. I think. It's hard to see him get under 8 or 9 wins. So I think that's a good
I
one.
love it. If you want a quick and you know it's gonna hit, I have them
Mm,
going to the playoffs and wins. Oh yeah, they're breaching that. It's on
yeah,
FanDuel for minus 162. I think
yeah,
your best odds if you go just for the Rams, it's on DraftKings at 160. But I think you also have the meter on DraftKings, so you could also fix that up if you want. But I'll definitely side with you for
yeah.
sure.
But that's it. That's all
Sure.
I had.
I'll I'll side all four of your picks. To be honest, I like them all.
Yep.
I like them all, my friend. Now, when when we were talking earlier, we were just spitting some few parlays here and there, and I saw that FanDuel has I guess, season fusions selection where you can put 1,000 plus X yards for whatever running back, wide receiver, or quarterback, or even tight end. So I sat there and I said, I know ball. I can do this. Knowing me, big Minnesota fan, Green Bay's running back comes to Minnesota. He preaches to the choir. Best season I'll ever have here. Put your money where your mouth is, Aaron Jones. I got you in there. 1,000 plus receiving yards. Kirko Chains, you broke my heart. You're into Atlanta. 4,000 plus passing yards. Number two, Mike Evans, the GOAT, getting over 1,000 yards per season. Gonna do it again this year. 1,000
Yep.
plus receiving yards, Mike Evans. And how could I not? With the other second GOAT, Amari Cooper, we've seen it happen, getting 1,000 yards on three separate teams in his career. Got to do it again with the Cleveland Browns. Deshaun's back, healthier than ever. Fortunately, we hate him for what he does on the side of the lines. But Amari Cooper, 1,000 plus receiving. This is a little crazy one, but everybody will understand if they know ball. Trey McBride, 750 plus receiving yards. Total this all out, it comes to plus 5,556 odds. You can put what I did, 15 on it, and it'll come back with 860 on a quick return. I don't see why you don't do that. All these numbers, besides maybe barring any injury, is Aaron Jones is a little fluctuated. I was looking at stats before, not last season. Last season he had 759. The season before that he had 1,169 rushing yards, and that was 2 years ago. This is his best season of his career this year. Why not go for two? Like
And
I'll take the
and
1,000.
the Vikings, your O line is fantastic. I love the Vikings O
Huh,
line. So
dude. I
yeah,
mean, we definitely poached a great running game, and if we had Adrian Peterson now, we would break the record.
yeah,
There's no way doubt about it. We would have broken it.
yep.
Don't get me aggravated.
But I love that. I love that parlay. I threw 10 on it. I think
Oh yeah,
that's
it's
one you could be looking at all year, and I think we'll be looking at it and being like, this is a good chance of hitting. As the
oh
season
yeah.
goes on.
It'll be shout out in different episodes or future episodes. I'll be like,
Yeah,
oh, Matt, you remember that? You remember
yeah.
that?
Oh yeah.
I'll keep a tracker on that baby.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, as we discussed before, all in the Discord down below. Hop in the description. You're more than welcome to join in, and it's all free. We're just doing this for fun, talking
Yep.
ball. Um, Now let's jump into the week one side. I want to hear your selections. I'll throw the games at you. You just tell me,
Oh yeah.
and we'll just go through it real quick. All
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
We got Thursday night football, Ravens Chiefs.
Chiefs. I think the Chiefs actually started
Mm,
with the win this year. Last year against the Lions, they probably should have won that game, but I don't think they go back to back years losing at home at week one. So I'm going with Chiefs.
okay. Packers Eagles Friday night.
Got Eagles. I think Eagles are going to
Eagles.
be. I think Eagles are the more talented team on paper. I think if you're more talented early on in the year, I think you have a good shot of winning the first week one games. Not to, I think the Packers win that game too. I'm not counting out the Packers, but I just think the Eagles are more talented right now, and they got more to prove. I think this year
Yeah,
compared to the Packers.
yeah,
So
yeah. I guess with all the Saquon drama,
yeah,
yeah, for sure.
bunch of stuff. Yep.
Two poverty franchises and two poverty teams right now. Carolina against New Orleans. Where you're headed?
New Orleans, simply because they're home. I think New Orleans is not that good this year as well, but I think they win the game. Really.
Okay,
So
that's fair enough. Our game of the week will be at the tailgate. Hit us up, DM us, whatever we gotta do. Vikings Giants. Where's your heads at? I know
you
it's
know,
gonna
you
go
know, I'm
blue.
choosing Giants. I mean, the media and can count out the Giants all they want. They could say they're going to be the worst team in
Hey,
the league all they want, but
hey,
hundredth
spreads at
year,
1.5.
I know they
Spread
the the sport books
one
know
and a
what
half.
they're doing. All right, the sport books know what they're doing. The media does sometimes doesn't know what they're doing because they're counting out the Giants every second they can. But and I think the Vikings are a good
Listen,
team. Don't get me wrong. I think you guys are
don't not to
talented.
gas up the not to gas up the Giants either. This might be the game of the week. We might not.
It's
We
the
might
closest
be just
spread.
overlooking this.
It's the
What's the
closest. Yeah,
spread?
it's the closest spread. Everyone predicts it to be a close game. I'm with it. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it'll be competitive. I want to be high scoring. I know you don't think it's going to be as high scoring. I think it's going to be a 30 to 20 something game. I'm telling you. I think it could get there. I'm serious.
Okay, okay,
But
okay.
I think both our secondaries are a little shaky, especially the Giants. So the ball
Oh,
might be aired
Stephon
out,
Gilmore.
dude. Oh yeah, he's
Stephon
old.
Gilmore.
He's old. He
Yeah,
came in a
he
little
is.
late. I don't know,
You're right.
but overall, 100-year anniversary. Giants are coming out in those ugly uniforms. Crowd's gonna be crazy. Everyone's gonna be hyped for 100 years. They're gonna, they're gonna make a big thing about the game at the stadium. 100-year anniversary. I think the team's gonna be coming out on fire, and that's what I'm hoping. So, I'm going Giants.
Okay, I can hear you out on that. I'll hear
Yeah,
you as much as we're rivals this week. Let's still keep it going. Cincinnati, New England. What do you think?
Bengals. I think Bengals blow them out by 20. Simple as that.
Okay. To our close friend Nick Diamond, Steelers, Falcons. Where your head at?
I got Falcons. I think the Falcons are a good team
Ooh,
this year. I think the Steelers' offense is going
ooh.
to struggle early on. They had a lot of trouble in preseason, especially with Russell Wilson. Remember, Russell Wilson, he did not start actually practicing with them until like a few weeks already into the or into training camp. I'm not to say that he's not going to be ready, but I think they still have that question of who should be the starter for them. But obviously, they have to start Russell Wilson. But I think the Steelers are going to struggle on offense. I think the Falcons' offense is going to be too much for them to for the Steelers to handle. Even though the Steelers have a great defense, but I could see it being a low scoring game, and I could see the Falcons edging it out maybe late in the game.
Okay, I can hear you out on that. I know you're probably on Houston for the Colts.
Yeah, I think the Colts are pretty average this year. I think last year was like not that they got lucky, but we still don't know how good Richardson is, uh,
Yeah,
and
it's very true.
I don't know really what to make of the Colts right now. I think their defense isn't that good, and like I've been saying, I'm big on the Texans this year. I think they're going to be amazing. They loaded up, and I'm ready for them to
Yeah.
come out and just absolutely dominate. I think they win by a pretty big margin in their first game against the Colts.
Okay. Cardinals, Bills. This is a pretty interesting one. I like
Yeah,
this.
I know
I like
you.
this setup.
Yep, and I know you like Cardinals. I'm going Bills. I think Josh Allen's going to show a different level this year. I'm gonna be honest with you.
So algorithm says Bills. I'm gonna fight that. I'm going Cardinals. Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison. I think that. But we can get into mine. I'll go through it real quick.
I like the
Um,
Cardinals. Don't get me wrong. I
I, li-
like them.
I but you like the Bills. Okay,
I do like the
fair enough.
Bills week one. I like this setting for the Bills at home week one. I think they're also a team. They're another team that people are just not as high on this year, and they might want to prove something too week one, especially Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen might have an MVP type year, and I think it'll
Yeah.
start week one. I think he'll have a great year.
Okay. Okay. I know you're high on Caleb, but I'm gonna ask it. Tennessee, Chicago. What do you think?
I am high on Caleb, and I am choosing the Bears to win that game. think the Bears are so talented this year, and Tennessee's new head coach. I mean, I don't know how good their offense is going to be. Um, I think Tennessee is good on defense. They're a sneaky defensive team. They loaded up on secondary. They're a sneaky defensive team, but I think the Bears are just going to be really talented this year. And Caleb is a dog. I think he's going to come out, have a decent game. He might struggle a little bit, but I think he's going to have like a late game drive to win the game type of deal. I think Caleb could pull that out week
Yeah,
1. I think that would be
yeah.
sick. So I'm thinking
See,
Bears.
from a fantasy owner of a Chicago Bear, DJ Moore, take a little bit of caution when starting him for all my fantasy heads out there. This one's kind of simple enough. Dolphins, Jags.
Yeah, we both have Dolphins. Dolphins are too
Fair enough.
much for the Jags week 1. I think I do like the Jags too. I've been mentioning the Jags possible playoff implications later in the year. But yeah, we both love the Dolphins, and yeah, not much to say. They're fully healthy. I'm ready to see it.
Seattle, Denver. Where your head at here?
I'm
I
with
have
Den.
Seattle.
I have Denver, and I know it's in Seattle, one of the hardest places to play. But once again, rookie head coach for Seattle. I think Sean Payton's a fantastic head coach, and I think Bo Nix is the guy that he needed over Russell Wilson to take a step forward in that offense. I think Broncos might surprise a lot of teams this year, a lot of upsets. I'm not saying they're going to be good. I don't think they're going to be good, but I just think they'll have a few upsets, and I think that'll be one of the upsets for me in week 1 is the Broncos beating the Seahawks.
Okay, that's the upset of the week. Now, what do you think about this game? Raiders, Chargers. I'm full on the Raiders.
Yep.
Can't shoot me down.
And I respect
Full
it.
on
I like the
Raiders.
Raiders too. But I'm going Chargers. And that's again I'm going Chargers, dude. Chargers, people are sleeping. I'm not saying Chargers gonna be good, but I think the Chargers, now that they have Harbaugh, he's a hell of a coach, dude. And
Do I got to remind you? I'm 72% correct.
I get it, dude. I get it. I need a few upsets for week 1, all right? I just need a few and
All right, all right,
I need a few. But I'm going
all right.
Chargers.
Take them spreads. Take them spreads. The plus money. Like take the plus points. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll agree with you on that. Cowboys Browns. This is the legitimate game of the week that the NFL has broadcast. I want to hear your thoughts on.
Now, I think this is gonna be a good game. First of all, like I really do. I think these
Yep.
two guys match up well. I think the whole first week is a good matchup for everybody, and
Yeah.
props the NFL for that. I'm going Browns. I think the Browns are a more talented team. Um, but man, that's a hard decision. I really do. What do you think?
I got Cowboys, and
Yeah,
if
it could
the
it could go either way.
Cowboys right now are the underdogs. I'm going to take the Cowboys underdogs plus points. I think they're at 4.5. I'll take them at the 5. Alternate it a little bit. Why not?
Yeah, I
Um,
like that.
Buccaneers, Commanders.
I got the Commanders. I'm
Commanders. Okay.
yeah. I think
Okay.
people aren't gonna like it
Yeah.
because Jaden Williams' first game, but I think people are gonna
Jane
be
Daniels.
Jane Daniels. My bad, Jane Daniels. I was mixing up with Caleb Williams and whatever. But yeah, Jane Daniels. I think he's gonna run the ball, and I think they're gonna shock a lot of people on offense. I think they will. I think the Bucks might take a step back. I think they lost their offensive coordinator this year. The
Yeah.
Bucks, and how's that going to affect Baker Mayfield? You know,
Very
so
true.
um, yeah, I'll go Commanders though. Another upset.
This doesn't mean fade Mike Evans plus 1,000 receiving yards this season.
That's
Um,
yes, you're right.
Sun, Sunday Night Football, Rams Lions. This is the playoff game of last year. The total score, as we looked up earlier today, was 24-23. The Lions won it. I'm taking the Rams this time around.
I'm going
I'm sorry.
Lions. I'm going Lions.
Going Lions. I
Lions
know
are
you're hot
home.
on Lions.
I'm hot on the
Yeah.
Lions. I love the Lions this year. Last year we checked the playoff game. They only lost by 1 point. The Rams against the Lions. I think the
Yeah.
Lions beat them by a little bit more than one this year. So
Okay.
that's my prediction.
And then we got Tippy Toe. Maybe we got an Achilles this year. Aaron Rodgers, the second place team, the San Francisco 49ers. Before you say your side, I will say the team that has lost in the Super Bowl previous 6 years are very poor against the spread.
Wow, that's
Are
interesting. I didn't know
very
that.
poor against the spread. If they're favored, you're taking the Jets spread. I think it's at plus 3.5. I'm taking it. I'm on the 49ers.
Oof.
That's me. Monday Night Football.
Yeah, I'm going 49ers. I'm going 49ers. I like the 49ers. Um, there's not much really for me to say other than I think they have everyone signed, right? You know, I think all their signing controversies are over for the 49ers.
Trent Williams, Brandon Ayuk,
Yep.
that's all signed
They're
still.
all back. I think they're all healthy. Um, this is simply a
Only
vibes.
worry,
What?
only worry is Christian McCaffrey. That's the only problem. Only problem I worry about is Christian because of the hamstring and knee issues that he's been having. Or no, they're not even hamstring. I think it was hamstring. The hamstring was a little scared. The calf was a serious. He was out for all of preseason. Why
Yeah.
would you run your veteran running back?
That
But
that's my only worry him long term wise. I'm worried about him because apparently calf strains they linger. Like I think Joe Burrow had a calf strain. Was it last year or 2 years
yeah,
ago?
last
Eh,
last year.
Yeah, and it bothered him all year until he finally got hurt his actual arm and stuff. And but
Yeah,
yeah, I think that's gonna be a tough game for the Jets because they're going cross country. I think it's a long trip. I mean, um,
6.5 hours.
yeah. So that I don't know if a lot of people are taking that into consideration. The 49ers, they're still a great team. And I think the Jets are going to be good this year, but I still think the 49ers take this game in a close game. Probably low scoring too.
Okay, I can side with that. Um, I know I didn't speak much about my earlier predictions for the sides for Week One. Of course, I'm going Chiefs. I'm gonna fight you on the Eagles one. Going Packers.
Yeah.
They're doing the mistake and wearing green in Brazil. They're gonna do it. They're gonna win. Gonna side with the Saints. Of course, I'm not gonna go the Giants. Come on, I'm wearing flipping purple here.
Hey.
Let's go Minnesota
All
Vikings.
right.
Bengals, I'm with you. And to Mr. Diamond, close friend, Pittsburgh Steelers. We gotta get Diamond out of
Yeah, we will.
Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm rocking with y'all for Week One against the Atlanta Falcons. That's my correct score of the week. 21-17. Lock it in. I think the odds will probably be around like 21 to 27,000. For people that don't know, the algorithm predicts the spread, correct scores, and sides. And now I've just maintained a little bit more on the playoff predictions and records as I described before. But lock in with us. Discord will be down below in the description. Jumping into the player props. Oh, sorry. Cardinals. That's my thing. I'm going all Cardinals. I'm taking their spread and I'm taking their money line. I think their money line's at plus
Wow.
280. That's a lock in there. It's free money. It's a little of a stitchy game for week one, but I'm going to lock in with Marvin Kyler.
Okay.
Reverting back, player props. I know we have a few here. Matt, if you want to rip anything off, you're more than welcome to. Any game,
Wait,
any player specifically.
can you tell me
Yeah.
what was Pacheco's rushing total tomorrow?
That was,
Can you look that up?
don't, I'll look it up real
If
quick,
you
but I
can.
think it's like the 50s, if I'm not mistaken. I have him locked in for an anytime touchdown. That's
Oh
how.
yeah.
That's
Oh, anytime touchdown wise, I'll go with the. I was thinking about having Travis Kelsey and
anytime touchdown.
yeah, I think Travis
Okay.
Kelsey was going to score. I do like Pacheco too. But I don't.
You
I
like his?
wouldn't
He's at 61 and
61 and a half. That's
on
tough.
FanDuel.
That's tough. If it was like late, like in the 50s ish, like late, like 58, 59, I would take the over. But I might go under there.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
I didn't have many other
Okay.
props though for the game. You go for the props. I haven't been thinking a lot
Okay.
about props.
So I'm gonna definitely lock this one in.
Sure.
Zay Flowers over 4.5 receptions. This is
That's
the
a good
Thursday
one.
night football tomorrow.
That's a
Yep,
good one.
I'm definitely gonna lock it in. Lamar's gonna have a nice little time throwing and running as he does. Definitely taking Derrick Henry anytime touchdown, Isaiah Pacheco. But I want to talk about these physical props here. Mahomes is has thrown over 266 yards average every time he's played Baltimore, and the line's at 258 and a half. You're taking that over. Sorry, because I think the last playoff game or this previous year playoff game, the AFC Championship, he threw like three something. Like that would blow 258 out of the water. I'm taking that. Travis Kelsey, gonna have to over 58 and a half. And those are my three for Thursday. On Friday night, it's quick and easy. Don't really have a lot of intentions of going crazy with these props in Brazil, but Saquon's over 61 and a half. I think to start off fresh for Philadelphia, he's going to go crazy. I'm going to take the smaller boys in Green Bay's lineup, Jaden Reed and Devontavious Wicks. They're both overs. I think Reed's at 41 and a half and Wicks is at 28 and a half. Don't get me wrong, this is all reflecting FanDuel's odds and lines. Going to our game specifically, I did want to lean into Neighbors a little bit for receiving yards.
Yeah, I
I
like
think he was at
neighbors.
50 or 61 and a half from FanDuel, but I'm going to bleed in on Justin Jefferson at over 83 and a half.
Yeah.
That's for sure going to happen.
I just want to mention too
Um,
about
yeah,
Malik. They're gonna feed Malik the ball. Like, let's not get this wrong. I think that whole offense for the Giants is gonna be working around Malik, so he's gonna get like end arounds,
that's it.
handoffs. He's gonna
That's it.
get screens. So
Yeah,
just gotta say, like, he's gonna get the ball, guys. Like, so let's start talking about Malik like he's a true number one for the Giants. They have nobody else. They do, but
dude, you can even take his receptions. I don't know what his receptions are. I think it's too
yeah,
early for those lines yet,
nah,
but
it
I
is.
think
Yeah,
it would probably be thrown out like 5.5, 4.5 if he's a number one there. Like
yeah, I
he
could see
gets
an over
recognized
there.
that
Yeah,
easily. I also have Aaron Jones at alternate plus 40 yards rushing. I think he was at 56. I didn't really trust it with that new defensive line in New York, so plus 40 yards I'll take, and I like his anytime touchdown.
yeah,
My favorite game that I'm going to love to bet on is the Las Vegas Raiders, Los Angeles Chargers. I'm going
interesting.
Brock Bowers. Listen to this receiving yard line for Brock. 32 and a half.
Oh, he'll get that in one reception.
You're
That's a
telling
crazy
me this
line.
dude? Oh, dude, I got a snag. As well as the other rookie on the LA side with 35 and a half for Lad McConkey. 35 and a half, dude. That's what, maybe one or two receptions in a
Yeah,
slot, maybe a wide out. I don't know
and
what he's playing over.
they don't have any proven receiver right now. So
Nope, nope.
yeah,
Two anytime touchdowns that I'm taking is Bowers and Gus from that game. Gus Bus is back and now in a different color. Maybe baby blue suits him a little bit more and will break his own record. But I'm gonna take it. And I love Brock Bowers. He's on my fantasy team. Big hype around him. That's Big Brown. You hear me. You got your call out. Um, I'm gonna show some love for Will since he's absent. I'm gonna lock probably Jamar Chase. Can you hear me?
you cut out real
Good.
for 1 second. No, you're
Ah,
good now. I think you can keep
cool.
going.
Uh,
What
I'm
was
gonna
it?
probably go.
What did you just say though? What was you just said?
Oh, it's just about Will. Like I gotta
Oh, you
give
just.
Will some love. Uh,
Oh, my
I got
bad.
I gotta
Uh,
I gotta show the kids some love. It's like Cincinnati, New England. He's not here. He would be all
yep.
over this, but
Yeah. Cool.
I kind of like I kind of like Polk here at 31 and a half receiving yards from Jacoby Brissett. Cincinnati's defense, their secondary is weak. They'll be on the phone saying to me, "Oh, why'd you say my secondary is weak, bro? Your secondary is weak because it is what it is." So I'm going to take his over 31 and a half, and Jaden and Polk is probably going to be their number two. Chase, I'm going to take 60 plus. If I can get a 70 plus, I'll take it. I like T. Higgins anytime touchdown. I like it. I like it.
I like that.
It,
I like
it
that.
just screams, take me. And I'm
I
like, all
like
right,
it.
I'll take it. Another one, Chase Brown, fantasy sleeper, running back. He's at over 34 and a half on FanDuel. You
Are they
lock that in.
gonna? But aren't are they gonna
Yep.
split carries? You think with the who's the other running back they picked up? Um,
Zach Moss.
Zach Moss.
Zach
And
Moss.
Zach Moss is
Yep.
talented. So
Yeah,
they're gonna split carries. So I'm kind of like not sure about Chase Brown. I'm still like I don't know. I haven't taken him any fantasy drafts or anything because of
yeah.
the split carries. But I don't know. I don't know.
Uh, No, I'm with you on that. I definitely want to hop on Chase Brown train if I can trade for him or even acquire him through the waiver wire. But that's just fantasy aspect. I'm definitely going to lean his line. Now I just got a few floaters here. I'm not going to go through every game. That's
Yeah,
more for a Sunday thing for me. You tune into the podcast. I'll do a live stream. We can talk about it. Throw in any, raise any questions, your thoughts on any of these lines. But Jackson Smith Najigba, I'm going to take his over 43.5 against Denver. Yes, they just signed what's his face to that max deal. Who'd they sign? Uh,
receiver.
Denver's cornerback. Denver's corner.
Oh, corner.
Uh,
Oh, yeah, I know.
what's his
See,
name?
this is what
What's
happens.
his
We
name?
forget a name, we both
We
forget it.
just
But yeah,
my buddy.
he's the highest paid corner now in the league for
My
Denver.
buddy's gonna start screaming at me. What's his name?
Surtain,
Patrick
Patrick Surtain.
Yep,
Yeah.
Patrick Surtain. I'm sorry, Mike. Um, but we're definitely gonna lock Jackson Smith to jig, but he's on a sleeper radar if you're talking fantasy wise. Gonna go into the Cleveland Dallas game. Of course, you're gonna go Amari Cooper here at over 57.5, and of course, you're gonna go Ezekiel Elliott anytime touchdown.
Okay.
You're
Zeke.
going,
Wow.
you're going those. You're going. So
Interesting.
yeah, you can play with Lamb. You can play with Lamb. Over 82.5 or 75 plus. Those are the two I take. Another one that this is a steal, a steal. And if you don't take this, you
What
don't
is it?
take this, even though you just said Buffalo. Keon Coleman, the number one in Buffalo.
Is
Guess
he
his
the number one?
receiving yard,
What's his receiving at?
33 and a half.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
33 and a half. You're telling
These are week
33
one
and a half.
numbers. These are rookie week one numbers. That's what these are. No, none of the. I mean, the sportsbook don't know what they're gonna get. So, I think we jump on these numbers now because they'll change. Let's say he gets an 80-yard game. These are the
I
times. Week one is the time to exploit these lines.
exploit,
So
exploit the meme lines. I like it. I
yes,
like
yes,
I like it. Instead of meme coins, we're going meme lines, and we're probably taking Keon Coleman over
I
33
like
and a
that.
half.
I like that.
Leaves into Marvin Harrison, and taking him anytime touchdown and 50 plus receiving. He's gonna have a dot.
I
Kyler Murray's
love
gonna
Marvin.
throw it, and be like, I can't see over the line. I'm just gonna chuck it down the field. Hopefully Marvin's there. He's gonna be there, and he's gonna score.
I love it.
That's already my thoughts.
I love it.
That just wraps up right about all of my, I guess, player props for tonight. I mean, if you have any shouts, definitely shoot it over. If you have any thoughts, give me
Can
your.
I?
Yeah.
Actually, I forgot to bring this up with futures. This is funny, and I brought this up to you earlier
Okay.
today. Sam Darnold.
Oh
I'm
no.
gonna represent the Vikings fan base right now. Sam
Yes.
Darnold, comeback
Come to
player
my
of the
side.
year. No, hell no. Comeback player of the year, Sam Darnold. I'll be honest with you. I brought this up earlier today with you. I could
Yeah.
see him having a Jameis Winston type year with the Vikings, putting up a shit ton of touchdowns and throwing a shit ton of picks. But guess what? If they get 8 wins, he'll be on that comeback player of the year ballot. I'm telling you, because he'll be throwing a lot of yards and a lot of touchdowns with that team. Will he be throwing picks? Oh yes. He will be throwing picks though. Don't he has more picks than touchdowns, I think, in his career. Just saying. I'm pretty sure. Does he? Not?
He was with the Jets. Relax.
All right. He's with a few teams now.
he,
There's few really bad teams now, so this is a good opportunity for him. It's a good
made
opportunity.
to the Super made it to the Super Bowl. He made it to the Super Bowl. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, he was a
Yeah.
he was a backup. He made it to the Super Bowl.
Hey,
Minnesota, Sam Darnold. I like it. I'll step behind it. He's my quarterback this year. I love JJ McCarthy, but I'm a step behind you and say, yeah, let's take those odds.
I think it's good
You
odds. I
did
don't
you
know the
lock them
odds
in?
by.
What are the
Nah,
odds?
I haven't checked. I just I just thought about it the last
Mm,
few days. I haven't even looked yet. I'll probably lock in some
mm,
tonight though. Can you check?
problem. Yeah, I'll check on DraftKings. I don't think it's on FanDuel at all. Wow, I don't know. It's
It's
gonna
all
take
right.
a look.
Anyway,
Yeah,
it
but
doesn't. His odds aren't. They're gonna be like. It's probably gonna be like 20K, maybe
yeah,
less, maybe like 10K
uh,
odds. And
yeah, I would say
maybe
like
maybe
no,
I'm
probably
exaggerating. I'm exaggerating.
yeah, I'd
I don't
probably
know.
say like mid
Like five.
hundreds if they're there, like maybe like 5 to 600
Yeah. You're definitely right. I'm
for
exaggerating.
awards.
Yeah.
That's all right. I mean, you just love Sam Darnold. You wish it was
Hey,
20.
no one believes in him, so I'll believe in him. How about that? And you and the
Hey,
Vikings fans.
easy cash. I'm gonna believe in him, and I'm gonna ride with you on that.
All
I'm
right,
gonna
weird,
ride with you, man.
weird.
Um, but yeah, I think that wraps up for this episode for week one. I mean, we'll be tuning in, live streaming on Sunday, of course. Hop into the card. That's where we're going to be. The link will be down below. And yeah, man, I hope you all have some good luck on Sunday, tomorrow, and even Friday. We can get this going. Well, or Thursday, whenever this goes public, we'll get it going. And yeah, thanks for
Yeah.
tuning in again, and hope to see you guys next Thursday night when we go over the next weeks.
Yep. See ya.
Take care.